Hi, this is Carol, and this is day 15 out of 60. So I think we're a quarter of the way through, so I congratulate you if you're going along this far, even if you haven't written a word, if you're still with me, absorbing this, thinking about this, getting ready to write. I'm still super proud of you. We are in the thick of the training process right now. Your hero may be making slight improvements, again, not too much. And that's the topic that we're going to talk about today is the hero. We've talked a lot about other characters, but not too much about the hero. And this is one of the biggest failings of a beginning writer. And I don't mean to say failings, but it's one of the biggest problems of a beginning writer is that you are the hero. There's just too much connection between you two, and you feel like the hero reflects on you. And because of that, you just don't want to be mean enough to your hero. You want him to be perfect. Sounds very familiar, doesn't it? It's kind of like the writing process that you want all perfect right away. And so you make your hero perfect right away. And perfect characters are frankly boring. It's the flawed characters, it's the struggling characters. And this is why the reader loves the training process so well, because it gets to see the hero kind of stripped back and laid bare. And we get to know what kind of person the hero is by how they train. And it's okay to have your hero fall flat on their face in the beginning. Matter of fact, you have to have them fall flat on your face. They have to be very timid and worried and difficult. If we think about even Katniss, who's an accomplished archer, the first time she tries to do it in front of the judges, she misses. So we need to have that, I don't know what I'm doing. If you think of Harry Potter, when he first went to school, he has no idea about magic, and he really doesn't do a very good job until later into that first novel when he starts to get it. And during the training process, they may improve and they may get skills that are important to them, but they are by no means masters. Again, do not make your hero too good too quickly. Even at the end of this training, they're really kind of just basic and rudimentary. So keep them that way. Then they learn during the tentpole, and then they finally put those lessons and apply them during the climax where they finally get it. Don't have them get it yet. Not yet. If we look at dodgeball, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball, which is one of the greatest possible lines in the history of anything. So he kind of can dodge a wrench, right? He can kind of dodge a car, but putting that to practice inside the real game during the tent pole, they kind of limp their way through the tent pole. And then he takes on a whole new level of game when we get to the climax, when we're fighting Dwight and I believe whatever's the purple cobras. Don't make them too good too soon. I know that's your instinct. You don't want them flawed. You don't want them to have warts. You don't want them to get scraped on, not the face, right? You don't want them hurt or injured or in any way emotionally even injured or embarrassed. Too bad. That's what this section is about. It is bringing the boom on the hero. Maybe not beating them up quite as badly as during the opportunity being presented and rejected, but pretty significantly. This should be a time of growth, so they have to start somewhere, and that somewhere's pretty low. And then during this training phase, they kind of learn kind of enough to get them by. They then have to apply it during the tentpole and fail until we don't really get whatever it is we're training about until we get to the darkest moment and then become the hero of lore. So right now, make sure your hero sucks at this. Do not make them too good because that will be really boring to the reader. And find interesting ways to do it. Also, if you're struggling with what to do during training, is think about your climax. What skill sets, what weapon, what do they need to have in order to win? That is what training is about. So for Fault in Our Stars, which is a very soft, new adult downer, to be perfectly honest, she has to learn to love so that she can be later crushed by love. That's basically, sorry if you, spoiler to you. So, unless she learns to love and she learns to let the love interest in, there's no way that we can have the finale where she is heartbroken. And she's not very good at it. I mean, the book really, actually, I like the first half of that book in that movie. I do not like the second half. But the first half where they're kind of fumbling and going through this training process and her figuring out how to be loved was actually quite charming and sweet. This does not have to be a physical weapons training, although in many, many, many genres, any action-oriented genre it is. Let's take a mystery that maybe isn't so actiony. This is the time when the hero realizes whatever he used to do and whatever worked before no longer works. He is not going to catch the criminal by his usual techniques. He must learn new skills. He may need a new person to help him. He may have to throw out even his playbook to catch this new serial killer or criminal. So no matter what the genre, you must have a training period where not just introducing and orienting to the new world, but really learning the inner mechanisms of this new world and getting better, practicing at something in order to move forward to get ready for the tent pole that we're going to go to, which is going to be a major battle sequence, whether emotional or physical again. Fault in Our Stars has a major tent pole. We're going to talk about that when we get there. It is a soft new adult romance, and there is a massive tent pole in there. There's a massive training session. And that movie, I stopped it because I was getting ready for the romance. I stopped it and it perfectly timed, exactly where it should be, everything where it should be. So today you are going to still be training, which is fantastic. You may be introducing some subplots. All your characters should be on stage by now. You are going to make sure that your hero sucks at whatever the new task is and only improves kind of, sort of, a little bit right now. And even when we finish out training tomorrow, he is not going to be a master. He may be just the most basic knowledge of what he needs to know, because we have to have somewhere to grow. We have to have somewhere to go with your hero. So don't skimp on beating them up again, because you know how I love to beat up heroes. And that he is not very good. He fails. He falls flat on his face and has difficulty. And also notice in Star Wars that each movie he has a new thing he has to master, because the training phase is so important to the reader, and the reader loves it. All right, this was day 15. We're getting ready for day 16, which is going to be the last training day. And I really look forward to seeing you there.